Okay, so where we last left off, Irina and the boy that you found at the windmill went off to bed. There was some discussion among the remaining party members on whether they were going to bed. And then it was mentioned that everyone should just party down and get hammered drunk. So the rest of you spent the evening partying with Vikal, another dude named Jamal, a guy named Henry. There was a lady that was kind of on the outer rings of some of the conversations named Jim Ball. She sat around holding, this is the strangest damn thing. She sat around looking at a sword most of the night. And then at some point, she just jumped into the conversation and she didn't have the sword with her anymore. No, I won't give you because y'all would have all been drinking by then. Will. I need Ismark, Trevok, Thand, and Elion to give me investigation or actually perception rolls, whichever one's higher. Feel free.
Perception or investigation?
Mm-hmm. Yes, DC 15. A little high mostly because you guys had been drinking, but it'd be one of those things like once it caught your eye, you wouldn't be able to look away.
Right, so
we've all been there at the bar. It's like whenever you recognize that someone has a dog and you're just like, oh my God, you have a dog.
I got a 18.
You got an 18? Hell yeah. Okay. Anybody else?
20.
No, I got a 4.
Okay. What did Ismark get?
See.
Kaylee? She's probably like going through trying to get it to roll. And oh, you're muted, Kaylee. That's why we don't hear you.
He rolled a 12, and then let me look at the paper. Perception is +4, so 16.
Okay, excellent. Okay. So the one thing that sticks out, because enough of you have recognized this for it to just be public knowledge, the finish on this sword is almost like a mirror. Like it has been polished beyond belief, and the metal that the blade is made out of is astoundingly more vibrant. The blade itself, like the sword itself, looks so immaculately made that it seems weird that it's even here. Like you've not seen anything that would be this pristine. And even had you have seen something that were that pristine, there's something that's different about the metal and the leather wrapping on the hilt, the metal of the blade, the metal on the pommel. Like everything about this sword is incredibly different from anything you guys have seen before. That's the first portion of it that comes off. That said, she doesn't join you in conversation until that sword has been put somewhere, at least not out in the open. And any questions would have just kind of been met with like a feigned like, oh yeah, it is a nice sword, you're right. And then like that's kind of it. Like when pressed for questions, she doesn't really give you any direct answers. Like it's like, so if you were like, where did it come from or what would you do, she'd just be like, oh, I found it. Like she's kind of just like, maybe she doesn't want to talk so openly about it, I guess. So with that, the morning comes. The morning comes and passes. Like the lot of you, short of Irina and the child, are so you're nursing such a hangover. You're not in any hurry to get out of the bed. So the afternoon rolls by. Irina and the child have both had breakfast and lunch at this point. The party last night, for lack of a better term, has pretty much kept it quiet throughout the day. It's not just you guys that are sleeping off a hangover. So there's not been a whole lot of commotion. Irina, from what you've noticed, it's been pretty slow and steady. And throughout the morning, you have only seen the younger daughter and the middle child. The oldest daughter and the old lady that greeted you guys in have not been seen at all. Not since last night. And for you guys that were up partying last night, while it wasn't too big of a show to the point where anybody felt the need to like go and help them, that old lady wasn't looking very good, like at all. Looking kind of like it was a little hard to get up the steps, looking like it was a little hard to get out of the chair. Seemed kind of like she was suffering a lot from vertigo, really, dizzy spells and weak knees and that kind of stuff. So her daughter took her to their room, and that's really the last time anybody's seen her. So with that, I'll open the floor. You guys are all awake now. Everyone's had time. You can role play if you want to have a little bit of a headache. As far as mechanical disadvantages go, there are none because you guys have slept so much. Obviously, you've had a long rest. If you got spell slots or things like that, those have all been replenished. So here, I pass the torch to you guys. You're free and willing to explore this place if you want to. If you want to go down and eat, that's fine. If you want to go down and talk to people, that's fine. Like, kind of open for whatever it is you guys want to do.
I'm gonna go ahead and assume that Trevok already took a dump.
Absolutely, dude.
Morning ritual.
All right, hell yeah. So I'll
Go explore a little bit, like maybe.
Okay. So let me ask you this.
We're downstairs yet.
Let me ask you this. Did you have Trevok poop in that room with everybody? Like, is he just like ducking in a corner, like clenching at the? Because I imagine the chamber pot would be like right here, and like he's just like clenching the sheets, and then this thing right here. Or did you venture about and see what else was there?
I would like to venture about.
Okay.
See what else is there.
So
And thanks you.
there is, you go downstairs, you talk to the youngest daughter. She tells you there is an outhouse out back, and that they use a runoff of the exhaust that funnels underneath the ground. And when I say the exhaust, I'm talking about their big like fireplace / like hot oil heater that they use to help kind of keep the inn a little warm, or at least knock off some of the draft. There's an additional vent that runs out underneath the ground and to that outhouse. So it's like, it's probably like 25, 30 degrees outside. In that outhouse, it would probably be like 65, 70. Like it's one of the warmer places you've been.
Warm but smelly. All
right. Yeah, dude. Smell like a cooked turd in there, like Irina's room.
Dwarven Con.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take that opportunity to use the outhouse. No, that's just gonna be my thing. I'm gonna go use the outhouse in the back. I would have told the others that I had a wee turtle poking out, and I was gonna go find some place to pinch it off.
Hell yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. So that's the same thing. So you would talk to the youngest daughter, is the girl in the dress and the big hat. She's very bubbly when she, meets you. Very, very excited. A big, wide grin. Like as soon as she sees you, I need you to roll an insight check.
Okay. That is 15.
Okay. So she offers you a big, wide, friendly smile. Before you turn to walk away, like right before you turn to walk away, you see her face kind of break a little bit, like she's getting ready to start crying. And then she turns back to doing what she's doing, and you hear her sniffle really loud. And that's kind of the end of that interaction. But I did want to point that portion out.
Okay.
So with that, we move on. I'm jumping to you, Thand. What's Thand doing?
We know how to hold our drink from Helm's Hold, especially. I feel like being a guard would have been drinking at least a couple nights. He'll probably get up, do the same, go down, see what's going on for food. You know what? Is anyone else moving? How fast asleep is everyone else?
Everybody's kind of starting to wake up. If you wanted to sit and talk to everybody, you could. Or if you were like, nah, bro, I want to go check this place out. Last night was fire. I'm definitely trying to go meet the homies again. Either or.
I'll get up then and I'll move to, I don't know how to I forget like how to do the light, but the bench right there. I'll kind of like just get up and sit down, arms like elbows on the bench facing out. So I'm just like, oh,
Okay.
God. I'm starving, but I'm hungover. Just looking around, waiting for people to get up.
Yeah, we've all been there. I know exactly what you're describing. You're like, I'm miserable and I could use this and I'll feel better afterwards, but it might not be worth going to get. Yeah, we've been there. Okay. All right. So Thand is contemplating life decisions. That's fair. That's fair. We're going to move to Ismark. Irina, what would Ismark be doing right now?
I think he would be observing around the area, especially since one of the sisters is not there, just to kind of check out what's going on, especially with people looking out for his sister.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of staying on guard.
Gotcha.
With everything.
Would he have his Burgermeister pin on, or no?
I'm gonna say it's so. Like his jacket, it's on the inside. So
Okay.
if he needs to show it, he'll open his jacket, but it's not proudly displayed. For the
Gotcha.
world.
Okay. I like that. He probably would have picked up on the vibe of the place anyway. So that's smart. I like that. Okay. All right. So now we move to Elion. What are you doing, man?
Oh, he's probably just laying there contemplating the same shit if it's worth getting out of bed to go get some food. And probably after a while of that, noticing Than's still in the room and Travok's left and whatnot, probably sit up and, brother, we should go get some food.
Oh, I've been waiting for everyone to go. Come on. I'll help him out of bed if need be. Be like one of those fucking like long reach.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, grab me by the forearm kind of thing. Yeah.
Get ourselves situated and kind of slowly rabble downstairs.
Wait, we're not leaving the kid in there, are we? I want to.
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. Irina, do you have the kid with you or not? I don't think.
She's never going to leave the kid unattended.
Okay. So I'm assuming she would have taken him down to get some food and.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, more like a motherly instinct role of, because we kind of set that up at the beginning last time that this kind of has a relationship in that way. So she's just going to keep up with that facade.
Okay. All right. So yeah, so she would have taken him down and gotten breakfast and went through the whole hullabaloo and all that kind of very mother-son Holiday Inn looking to kind of.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Continental breakfast. Okay.
And silently giggling at all the guys that are struggling.
Yeah, because there would be a few. So there were two saltier looking people, and they got up and left relatively early, actually, like while you were eating breakfast, much to your disgust. Did you hear one of them step out the door, breathe in deeply, and then step off the porch and immediately start puking in the grass? But they left for now, anyways. They're not there, and that was Jamal and Henry. So as everybody makes their way down right now, there are starting to be some grumblings and commotion, within the rooms. All of our other compatriots that are, there, I guess, are kind of starting to come to and move. Everybody's hangovers kind of wearing off at around the same time. Now, the one thing that sticks out as everybody comes down is there's only 3 people down here so far in a in-room that was pretty full last night. There's only 3. There's the 2 daughters, and then there's the lady with the sword. And that's it. So, as everybody kind of reconvenes, Trayvok, I'll say you're the first one to come back. Where do you sit at? You go back to the same table? Like, what are you doing? You going to join the only other person that's here?
I don't know if I would impose so much. And my booster seat is still over there, so I'd probably retake my booster seat.
Okay. Well, as you come back in, she'll offer you a small smile and a nod and a good morning. And then that's it. She doesn't invite you over or make any, sort of comment about, oh, it's sitting over there. No, there's none of that. But there is a pleasant greeting. Thand, you, for lack of a better term, pull Elion out of bed. The 2 of you laughing, stumbling, kind of recounting what you remember of the night. Go to come down. You see the 2 daughters, Trayvok and the lady that had the sword. Where do you choose to sit?
With Trayvok.
Okay. All right. So everybody will join up then. I don't know where Elion, I don't know where your token went, dude. I'm not going to lie.
He's back up in the bedroom, it looks like.
I see, okay, I see Irina and, crazy.
Your legs.
Yeah.
Those
Okay.
legs.
Yes, everybody reconvenes. Let's see here. Give me a second. Got to do some map manipulation here. Okay. Irina, are you joining them at the table?
I'm assuming they would have sat at the table that we were sitting at.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, so y'all are already down here then. Okay. Irina, I need you to make a perception or investigation check, whichever one is higher. Because I feel like you would probably be, Irina would be the only one to know this.
21.
Oh yeah. So she approaches with a big wide smile. Same as the night before, very friendly, very open, very kind, the whole nine. You notice something though, like her eyes are just the faintest bit bloodshot and a little bit swollen. It kind of looks like she's been crying. Although the rest of her demeanor does not show that at all. Like she's very, very bubbly, very buoyant, very friendly and jovial. But with that portion of it, you can almost, like a woman's intuition, like that's you immediately recognize that that's bullshit and she's putting on a front and something's, not right. Go ahead.
Was she with, and I don't remember if she was is she a wife of somebody or?
It's youngest daughter of the innkeeper.
Okay.
She's basically the waitress. So there's the waitress, who's the youngest one. The middle one's kind of like, man, how can I put this appropriately? It kind of has a little bit of penis envy, if that makes any sense. She fancies herself like the end bouncer and is not necessarily passive aggressive, but is typically like, I wish a motherfucker would kind of vibe. You know what I mean? And then the oldest daughter is by far the most level headed and put together and is very responsible, and kind of, with the innkeeper getting much older, she's kind of the one taking on, you know, a lot of the reins and kind of running everything. But the oldest daughter's not about you not seen her. There's this one and then the other one behind the bar who is not typically back there.
Who does she go by? Like when she waits on us, who does she stand by?
This one is Rose, the one with the hat. The one behind the bar currently is Lavender, and the oldest is, give me a second, is Daisy.
Does she walk up to it? Like, who does she walk up next to when she comes to our table?
Pretty much exactly where she is right now. She's in between Than and Trevok. She's very welcoming, you know, in her greeting and everything, like puts her hand on both their shoulders and smiles, and is, you know, is very, again, very jovial and would seem very well put together, but you kind of pick up on it real quick. Like, oh no, like there's something going on here. Like I've been in this position of having to, you know, step out and be presentable when everything is kind of falling apart. Like this is very, very much in your wheelhouse.
Okay.
And so with that, she takes orders. I'm guessing everybody's going to get lunch.
Yes.
Okay. She says, I'll just, you know, put it on your tab or whatever. We're not going to worry about calculating gold right now. Lunch would be like probably a gold piece per person, just to keep it simple. And she just tells you, I'll put it on your tab. She also asks, you know, I'm not, you know, she's like, I don't want you guys to commit to any plans, but, you know, do you want to stay here one more day? It doesn't really sound like the rain's letting up. Like it's, you know, it might not be good to travel right now, especially with you guys sleeping in so late. You know, the chances of you making it anywhere kind of slim. So would you like to keep your room for the night?
What hour is it?
She looks back out the window and back, says, it's hard to tell an exact hour, but I would wager it's probably midday at least.
May we mingle about a bit and perhaps take you up on that offer if we see fit?
Of course. And she says the only reason why I even mentioned it is because you would have to leave right now and make an insane pace through the rain to get anywhere else safely.
Right.
But she says, I'll go get you guys some food and I'll come back and you can, you know, do whatever. She doesn't specifically state that, but that's the gist of the means. You know, I'll go get you your lunch. I'll be back in a moment. So she rounds the corner, comes back. Big basket of bread, like big basket of bread. She also has a small dish that she sits down, not necessarily in front of Trevok, but kind of by him, and just offers him a friendly smile. And she pulls the lid off of the bowl, and it is a weird, like lightly brown, kind of buttery looking thing. It smells heavily of cinnamon. And she throws Trevok just a small wink, turns around, and walks off. Comes back, sets down some forks and a butter knife for that dish, and then ends up, taking back off again and is gone for a short while. At this point, where is he? Y'all's homeboy makes to the top of the stairs, or I guess comes from the top of the stairs, and he looks down at all of you in a very grandiose and just typical homeboy fashion. Claps his hands together, keeps them together for a moment, and then spreads them out wide as he looks at you guys. And he's like, my friends, my friends, my friends, how fare you today? And he says this like as he's, just making his way down the steps. Like, he's definitely watching you, and unless someone says, absolutely not, puts their hand on his chest, he's pulling out a chair and getting ready to sit down.
Yeah, kind of like motion towards one of the empty chairs. And the morning fares, it seems we're a bit late on the start. The weather's rather unpleasant.
Yeah, they say that's rather common around this time of year. The few foreigners I've met traveling in and out of here. As for it being midday, well, who cares when we had a good time, right?
Amen.
Yeah.
Praise Helm to that, brother.
And so he sits down in the chair, and he's like, so what's the game plan? Like, what are you guys doing? Like, where do you go from here?
Believe we were going to Valakai.
He's like, oh yeah, memory serves me right. I think we were talking about that before we started drinking last night. That's right. Because I remember telling you guys to, if you go there, be there well before dusk,
Right.
because they won't let you in. And he's like, okay. He's like, so are you guys planning on heading off today?
We haven't really discussed it, but the options seem to favor not doing that.
It'd be wise. It would be wise to wait until the storm passes for sure, for a few reasons. And he looks over at Irina and Ismark again, and he gives them this weird face, and he studies them only for a moment, just to see like if they are picking up what it is that he's putting down. Like, so as he's talking, Irina and Ismark, what is your typical facial expression? Like, are you regarding him as, eagerly and ready to invite conversation? Is it kind of one of those things like, hey, don't get too close to me kind of a thing? Like, where are you guys at as far as like welcoming him to this table, or just entertaining his conversation in general?
I think Ismark is going to be, like a way a typical noble of the standard would be towards anybody. Very respectful, open, but still has somewhat of a wall up.
Yeah, gotcha. Open but guarded.
But Irina is going to be paying attention, but kind of make it seem like she's distracted with the kid. She's not going to want too much drawn to her as much as she can.
Okay. All right. So with that, he kind of looks at y'all for a second. He really isn't super sure how he feels about you guys. At least there's a heavy contrast between the three of you and the four of them, or I guess the three of them. And so he just shakes it off. He doesn't even bother mentioning it again. And he looks over at the party and he's like, look, like, when it gets this cold, the roads tend to hold up relatively well in the rain, at least as you get closer to Valakai, because they constantly have high like wagon traffic, and the roads need to be in good condition so everybody gets their supplies. But the cobblestones that they use are prone to freezing when it gets too cold outside. It makes it relatively difficult to travel through, at least at any kind of great pace. And that's solid, good 3/4 full day, like sunlight day trip. So I probably wouldn't recommend leaving today. He's like, with that though, like that just means we get to have a round 2 tonight, and we can shut this place down. Do I have any takers?
I'm up for it.
Hell yeah. He just nods his head at that. And he offers you a smile, and he looks over to Than, and he's like, look, man, you did pretty well drinking last night, but when they brought that bourbon out, buddy, I've never seen an elf's face be redder. I'm going to need you to hold it together tonight.
That was some pretty good shit.
Yeah. Well, don't worry, my friend. You'll have more. And with that, the woman comes back around with the hat, and she's got she just brings it to you family style. And so she has one hand, she's walking out like, oh man, how can I put this? Like arms straight at the shoulder, elbows up, and palms facing towards the ceiling. And in one palm, she has a big tray of like sliced turkey. There looks to be some like strangely like super perfect season ripe like cherry tomatoes. There's some greens that look a little worse for wear, but for here, man, they're probably pretty good. Looks kind of like kale. And then in the other hand is just empty plates. So she leans down, she puts out like the meat and vegetable and fruit tray or cheese tray in front of you, and then a load of plates. And she's like, hang on, I gotta go get one other thing. I apologize. Typically we dress all the plates in the back. You guys seemed so comfortable here last night. I figured this would probably just be better for all of you. Don't worry. It's the same price. Like if you want, I'll even take a gold coin off the top and you guys can just do it family style. And she bolts off and comes back with 3 pitchers of water, 2 in one hand, 1 in the other, bolts off, comes back, and sets down this big bowl of applesauce. And like, she almost gushes when she puts the applesauce down. And she looks at all of you and she's like, look, this is something that you can't get anywhere else. This is the only spot. My mother always tells me not to serve it, but I love it so much. It's kind of hit or miss with the locals, but the foreigners always seem to love it. So please let me know how you like it. I'm the only one in the whole realm that makes it. And like she continues on with this for like another 20 seconds. Like she is like super confident that you'll like it, but also very insecure that you won't like it also. And she sets that down with a big ladle and jets off, comes back with spoons and bowls. She stops after setting everything down, puts her hands behind her back. She looks at each of you and she says, okay, do you need anything else?
I don't believe so.
There's no pie in this, is there?
Pie? No.
Okay.
So I can make you a pie. Would you like a pie? I can make a pie.
No, thank you. But thank you very much for
You don't like pie?
right now, not so much.
Oh yeah, I understand. She's like, the applesauce is very sweet. The tomatoes you will find to be very flavorful. They go very well if you wrap them in this. And she points to it. She's like, we have a word for it that I don't even know that you could begin to pronounce. And at that, Ismark pipes up and he says this like really long word. I don't even want to attempt it. It's very throaty and sounds very Russian. And she just looks to him and nods. Ismark would then look at all of you and he's like, it's very strong in flavor, but it pairs well with lighter, airier things like cucumbers and tomatoes like this. And basically, and then he takes it and he starts cutting up little cherry tomatoes and then he makes like a little spring roll out of it. It's like, this is the best way to have it. Like occasionally you can put a little bit of vinegar on this and it'll be fine. So with that, she beams one more smile, takes back off towards the thing. You guys are left to eat. Does anybody have anything they want to talk to the call about or anything like that? Is there anything you guys want to discuss amongst yourselves before I move the plot forward?
I don't think so.
I think it would suffice to say that we're well fed by this point.
Yeah. You guys are chomping. Actually, you would get about mid-meal and the call would look over and he'd say, "Hey, Jim. And he's obviously yelling at the only other person in the room. And she's not pertaining to anything. So he leans forward, grabs a roll, throws it at her. Bounces right off of her shoulder. And in an annoyed glance, looks over to him. And in Elvish, which two of you would pick up on that almost immediately, he says, "Hey, come sit with us. You'll like these people." And with a heavy huff, she stands up, comes over here, takes a place next to Elion. And so he's sitting there talking to her, and the call looks around for a moment. Just to kind of check and see who else is there. The inn is empty other than all of the people at this table. And he's like, "Where'd you get that sword? Like, where did that come from?" And at first she plays it off. She's like, what are you talking about? What sword? He partially closes his eyes and shakes his head a moment while inhaling deeply. And he's just like, "Cut the shit. We all saw it. You sat out here for like 2 hours ogling that sword. Where did it come from? Tell us about it. Like, we're all friends here. What's going on?" And she's like, I don't even want to begin to explain how it came into my possession. And she lowers her voice and kind of brings her head in a little bit. She's like, "But that sword is made of silver. Very rare in these parts. Incredibly valuable. And I have it because someone that I knew was accosted by werewolves 2 weeks ago or 10 days ago. And since then, I've not felt safe. So I'm trying to learn how to use it. And more importantly, I'm trying to learn how to protect myself. And being so open with this isn't exactly what I have in mind, Vakal. So is there a reason why you've called me over here?" And he sits back and he's like, "Look, I'm just trying to introduce my friends here. We all saw the sword. We all thought it was immaculate. We all wanted to tell you how fantastic we thought it was, but, mostly for pleasant conversation." And she looks among the table and she stops and looks at Than for a moment. And she says something to him in Elvish. You guys both speak Elvish, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So she, give me a second. Oh, hell, I don't feel like that. She looks at you and she says, "You two look familiar. Are you brothers?"
I'll respond back in Elvish and you'd be, yes.
There are few elves that we see around here, none of which are welcome. I do hope that if you go to Valakai that you either wear a hood or be ready for some razzing. More than likely, if you wear a hood, the guards are going to make you remove it before you go into the gates. If you have some way to hide your ears, that would be for the best.
I'll thank her for the advice.
Mm-hmm. And she looks to Elion, and she says, what is your name?
What is your name?
She says, I'm Jim Ball.
Jim Ball?
Jim Ball.
Everyone's gonna look at a call. Is that her name?
He smirks and he slowly nods. He's like, yeah, she hates it too. Don't worry.
I am Elion.
She scoffs at his name. she laughs and her demeanor changes a little bit as you say your name. She's like, yeah. How often did you get weird looks introducing yourself as that?
Not that frequently.
She says, you don't have to be bashful. And she just kind of pats you on the shoulder and laughs too. She's like, don't worry. You could have common names like these two here, and the people of this realm will still treat you as if you were a savage.
I've picked up on that.
Yeah. We find safe haven here, though it seems to be uncommonly, or rather unwritten, that we try not to have too many of us here at a time, though I had fun with you and your friends last night. It was a good time. Thank you. And then he
provided the coin.
I was going to say, right before you say anything, she would turn to Vakal and thank him too. And he just kind of sits back. You can hear his feet dragging across the floor underneath of him, where he's like crossing his legs at the ankle. And he's just like, hey man, if people here are kind of assholes, like I gotta enjoy the ones that I like while I can, because I often find that the ones that I like don't stick around for very long. Something happens to them, and it is what it is. I found it's better to drink and be merry than to stand by and watch good people go.
Agreed, Fakal, agreed.
He turns over to Trevok. He's like, I've never seen someone down a flagon of stout so fast. How long have you been doing that?
Longer than my beard, lad.
That's such a great answer. Oh my God. So he laughs at that genuinely, and he kind of pats you on the back, and he's like, should I ever grow one, that will be my response to all similar questions until I can no longer respond. It's about that time. The door pops open, and from outside, soaking wet, trudging out of the rain and into the building. Give me 1 second. Is a man with a spear who looks a little worse for wear. He's got some... He himself has no bruises or lumps or anything. There are some distinct marks on his surcoat where it looks like maybe he had been stabbed. Like there's a big hole And the whole, like there would be some blood around it. But the man doesn't walk with a limp. Nothing's happening, nothing crazy. Everything looks fine. He walks in, doesn't even really regard you guys. He makes his way straight over here, speaks quietly, loud enough for it to, be heard that it's in Baylock. And he takes off back upstairs and he's just gone. Now, the one thing that I do want to point out, as I'm sure all of you know, on that surcoat is the emblem of the Count. This is very obviously a Strahdian guard, or is at least in the regalia of said Strahdian guard. And he dips off upstairs. You hear him open the door just above you here. You hear the door slam shut and then firmly lock right behind him. And as he comes in, like Jim Ball would be mid sentence, stop speaking, and just trailing him all the way across the room. And as soon as you hear the lock on the door, she leans in and she goes, I don't think we'll be having as much fun tonight. And Vakal looks back at her and he's like, this guy can try and stop us. Like, there's no reason to, hide our intentions just because the stick is in the mud now.
Yeah, forgive my language, but who the fuck is that guy?
He looks over and he goes, that's one of the Count's guards.
I'd like to see him stop us. We will have a jolly merry time in this tavern and enjoy each other's presence.
Agreed, my
With or
friend.
without his.
Agreed. And with that, let's see here. Oh, goodness. With that, shortly after, as I say shortly after, it'd be probably, I'd say probably about an hour, assuming that no one was trying to get up from the table within an hour. Two more trudge in to the inn. And they stop by for just a second. One of them puts a hand on Vakal's shoulder. Regards a lot of you. He's like, oh, hey, glad to see you two are alive. And they look back at him and he's like, oh yeah, just had to run a quick errand for the innkeep. We're back. We'll be in tonight if you guys are all going to be around. And then he looks at all of you like expectantly.
These are two more guards, or
No. These are two of the dudes that you were. I said
okay.
Henry and Jamal earlier, but I goofed. It's Travis and Barry. So these were two of the dudes that you were drinking with last night. As a matter of fact, these were the two that got up from across the inn and was like,
Yeah.
sounds like we're drinking.
Travis and Barry ass dudes.
Yeah, dude. These are definitely some Travis and Barry looking motherfuckers for sure. Like, bar none.
Hi, the weather's still quite frightful out there, is it not?
Travis looks at you. It's the guy right here on the left. And he's like, that rain ain't stopping anytime soon. Like, I've learned you can study the sky. You can look at the clouds. 9 times out of 10, it's going to tell you right. And I can tell you right now, lad, it's not stopping for a while. And it's getting chilly out there. So much so, like, you kind of see him, like, he's kind of edging over towards the fire a little bit as he's talking to you.
Yeah.
And then Barry, like, he ain't even bashful, dude. He comes over here, pulls his shirt off, starts wringing it out on the floor. And then Travis looks at him like, you have to forgive him. He ain't quite got the salt on him like the rest of us do. And with that, they look at your table for a moment. And they're like, the new lunch spread?
Something like that.
I'm like, excellent. And he's like, all right, well, we'll see you guys later when the sun starts to go down. We'll be back. And he takes off. He goes to order. They sit down. They bring the lunch. The whole hullabaloo. You guys just went through the same song and dance. Plates, family style. You think at first, like the way that they served you, they would have done so just because it would have been efficient, because there were so many people at the table. However, even with the other two, they're doing the same thing. And you can't help but wonder if perhaps they're a little short-staffed. And so all that goes on. We move further into the evening. Give me a second. Let me move. You set the scene here. Okay. So we move into the evening time. You guys would have time to go and rest and kind of continue talking. You find out that Jimbal is looking to go towards the village, and that Vikal is looking to take off. He's going back to Valakai and then up to, he's going north from there. He's got to go meet with somebody in Valakai. And then he's got to go run an errand for them for some kind of coin, something about the Gulthias tree and something. He's like, I'm not really sure. I'm going to find out more, but they're talking about me, taking a pretty hard cut north from Valakai, and it's going to be a couple of days travel. So with that, the days kind of wane on. Travis and Barry come back over, and they lean in for a moment, and they talk to Vikal, and then to you guys, and he's like, "Hey, we're kind of ready to start partying down." He's like, "But it's been kind of quiet in here today. Like, what's going on, man? What's happening? It's just you guys. Where's everybody else?" And Vikal looks back and he's like, "Oh, there've been kind of a few people in and out of here during the morning. It has been slow. There's not been anybody new, with the exception of one." He's like, "We got a guard upstairs." And they both are like, "Oh, fuck." Vikal is like, "You know what, man? Doesn't matter. It's only one. There's going to be way more on us than him. Like, if nothing else, we'll just kind of keep it a little tame, but fuck this guy, basically." And so they're like, "Oh, hell yeah. Okay. All right. Well, let's do that." So from here on, if there's anybody that's not going to be drinking, now is the time to say this character isn't going to be drinking. Because I need to know who's going to be drinking, and like, you know what I'm saying? I got to know who's going where.
Irina would not be drinking.
Okay.
She'd be watching the kid.
Okay.
Kid's 21, right?
Yeah. The legal drinking age in Barovia is like 10.
It's like, I'm 9.5, god damn it.
Yeah,
Those are bullshit.
There's technically not really a legal drinking age. It's just more of like if you have the money, you know what I mean? So, I'm assuming then that Irina and the child would head back upstairs.
Once it got late, yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, that's kind of what we're moving to. So everybody's starting to kind of rebel rouse. The girl in the blue dress is just like back and forth, 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 like bringing drinks and shots and different flasks and all kinds of stuff. And it gets to a point where the call is like, he can't even fucking speak right, dude. He's just like tapping on the table every time she comes back. It's
Would there have been a moment before we got into the late night festivities where we would have been just our group?
I mean, yeah, if you wanted to either excuse yourselves or, request like, hey, like we need a minute. But I mean, sure, if you wanted to kind of be like, hey, like we all need to get out of these clothes that we've been wearing for 2 days.
Yeah, I probably would have made a point to at least have a moment to kind of tell them what I saw the morning that the girl was upset. So there might be some drama or something going on behind the scenes, just so we kind of let everybody know.
Okay. All right. So would you try and pull everybody back up to the room for a minute, or like walk me through how you would do it? Okay.
Well, even if it was just the table, like if our guests walked away just for a few minutes, it wouldn't have been a full conversation. It just would have been like kind of like a, hey, heads up, this is what I noticed. So when y'all are doing your stuff tonight, you might want to just keep an eye on, see if there's more drama that's happening that we're just not noticing.
Okay. So what would have happened? Barry and Travis, with their Barry and Travis looking asses, are like, I'll race you for the whiskey. They take off to go get shots. There's a weird interactive moment between Vic Hall and Jim Ball where he says something. He's like, hey, come with me and I'll buy you a cup of wine. Like, let's go talk. Maybe we can go sit out on the front and, listen to the rain or whatever. Or find a quiet room or whatever. Like he's very clearly like throwing out, he's chumming the water. You know what I mean? He's getting ready to throw some bait out there. And yeah, he takes off. She goes with him. It's just you guys at the table. So you have a moment to tell them what it was that you saw, and then you guys can kind of converse over it, and we'll go from there.
What did you see?
Guys, Rose was very, very upset earlier. I know it's hard for you to tell, but woman intuition, never lies. Her eyes were red and puffy, and it wasn't from drinking last night. So there's something going on behind the scenes, because I know too often having to be one person in front of everybody while certain things are happening behind the scenes. So there, and now that Strahd is here, there might be something going on, maybe money troubles or something going on. We just need to be careful.
And mind you, like that Strahd guard has not come out at all. He came in, he said 2 things, got his key, went upstairs, locked the door, and has been in that room like with no sound coming out of it at all.
I would, Fan would ask Arena or Ismark, like, what he had said. If they could translate.
As far off as he was in the way that he spoke, like it was just loud enough to tell the dialect. I mean, if you want to roll a perception check, Irina, you're more than welcome to.
You want me to do it for both?
Sure, if you want. Yeah, there's nothing really special. I mean, I could just tell you honestly that he just said, I need a room for a night. And like, that's it. And it wasn't really, man, how can I express this?
Well, one was a 11, the other one was a 20, 30-20.
Okay, perfect. So you would have picked out on it while the phrasing and the delivery, or I guess the phrasing and the sentence structure, all that, it was very natural. The delivery, it kind of caught you both as like kind of weird. Like it was very uniform, very robotic. Like it wasn't as smooth as something like if somebody would kind of pick up on. Like it just, for whatever reason, that sticks out to both of you to say like something not quite right.
Recognize the guard.
You know, you got your perception checks?
Mine
Right.
was 11, and its mark was 20.
After a moment of sitting there recounting it, Ismark would snap his fingers and he go, I think we've seen him before. I think he was in the forest when we found the Kleptonjay.
Mm.
And he looks, there were 3 of them, weren't there?
3 or 4.
And why is this one alone?
I don't
Huh.
And just like that, this whole scenario took a really fucking dark turn. that was going to be my cap point. That's what we were going to end on. Damn it. All right.
What
Sorry.
if we,
You're good.
just in case, because I mean, either way, it's in our favor. But hear me out. Burn his room down.
Burn his room out.
Oh, shit. I love it.
You
Okay,
did
maybe
say
we
burn
don't-
his room out, right?
Hell yeah.
Don't go there, but
Roosevelt, Ithra, and
if I remember
Bonfire
those
would need it.
guards, the fire definitely is what's going to fuck that thing up if it is that thing.
Yeah, give me wisdom checks, everybody. I need wisdom checks from everyone.
That thing is what we think it might
The DC is low enough for people other than Elion to easily pass this also.
25.
Holy fuck, dude, your wisdom's so high.
Wise,
What
dude.
I love about Elion being high wisdom and also like burning shit down is like he's rationalized that like the only way to make this place better is to leave it as a desolate wasteland.
No, you don't get it, man. You just gotta burn it down
Yeah.
and start again.
Yeah.
Like,
It's right. You guys
He's-
first time around.
He's the Ellen Ripley of the group. Like, we gotta fly and nuke it from orbit. It's the only way to be sure. Like, it's like any other situation, you're like, what the hell? That doesn't make any sense. But in this perfect scenario, it's like, oh no, that is the answer. That's the only one. Okay.
Reached AI into the wild and said, "Fix it."
Yeah. All right. So wisdom checks, everybody. What do we got?
6 and 4.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Trayvon got a 14.
Okay. Dan?
Oh, sorry. Can you guys hear me?
Now I can.
I got a 3.
Okay. 4/5 of this party is immediately on board with burning this guy's door down or his room. Like,
Oh my God, is Trayvon about to be?
Trey-
He's in.
Trayvon is the only one that's like, everybody else looks at you, Elion, and is like, okay. And Trayvon is like, everybody slow down here. We can't be doing this.
This place has got some really nice food and drink. You really want to burn it down?
I was joking, to be completely honest.
The fact that Trayvon is the only one that's above everybody else thought-wise can speak volumes.
What was that? Sorry. Oh, you muted yourself.
How about now?
Yeah, now we got you.
I Except the fact that Trayvon's the only one making sense.
yeah.
No, Elion was joking. Burning this thing is like the most successful way to kill it, and burning a Strahd guard would also not really hinder our path at all. But like, not burning down an is typically
do
a
it
good
out?
idea.
At least do it outside.
No, it's raining.
Yeah. While you may have been joking, the rolls were low enough that fucking 3/5 of your party were like, yeah, that might not be a bad idea, actually.
And was already reaching for the fire poker.
But the reason why I had everybody roll int checks, aside from that, Elion and Trayvon specifically, you remember time and again, like Elion, you more so than Trayvon, everyone that has talked about this, that you've seen fight this, that you've seen be anywhere in near this, says don't use weapons, use fire. Like everyone, the count has been on it. His 3 wives were about it. The guards that you ran into were like, if you notice, none of them attacked that Kleptange. Not a single one of them. They would hold it back with their halberds, but none of them attacked.
Yeah.
So with that, is there anything else you guys want to discuss? Because you're getting ready to have party members come back.
No.
Going once, going
Crisis
twice.
averted.
Okay. All right. So Vekal and Jimbal, awkwardly, to say the least, step out to the threshold of the door, and they just crack it. They're not they're not going all the way outside. There's not much of an awning or anything like that, and you guys all know well enough that the nighttime isn't exactly the safest time. So they're just a little cracked. They're letting in a little fresh air. You can kind of tell from across the room that like he's putting it down, and she's not necessarily leaving it on the table either. Like there's kind of something going on between the two of them. And it's at about that time that our boys Barry and Travis show back up. They're rebel rousing and getting after it, and whole night's kind of going on. And then, is there anything else that anyone wants to accomplish before I push the story forward again?
No.
Okay. All right. So I would assume then that we would move to the hour that it would be about for Irina and the kid to go upstairs. Now, given what you guys have been told, what is it that you share with these people, or do you go on drinking like you have no idea what's happening?
I want to note that I'm putting a chair under the door handle just in case, and I probably am not going to sleep as much.
Okay, on your guys' own room or on that room?
In our room.
Okay.
Like, I'm going to just be more alert and kind of waiting for them to get back.
Okay.
Just from what we've discussed.
Okay. This question goes for the rest of the party. Knowing what you know now, do you tell everyone what has happened and what's going on, or to keep from freaking everyone out and potentially being wrong, do you drink? Do you decide to call it early and go, back up to your room? What's the game plan here? Because we've had a Pandora's box open within like the last 5 minutes.
Keep it to ourselves and get hammered.
Okay. Dan, Trayvon?
Right.
What are we
Yeah.
keeping to ourselves again?
So
The Kleptonje.
you guys recognize that guard that came in as being one of the guards that was out there in the woods when y'all found the Kleptonje. He didn't say a whole lot. He didn't really look worse for wear, but his armor was a little dinged up. It had some noticeable mars on it. So I think
this thing has been like a Freddy Krueger type thing, right? Like, I don't know, would we feel safe just drinking our butts off and going to sleep again?
I mean, it's you. It's up to you. On the flip side of this, what do you tell people that aren't from around here that there's like a skinwalker potentially in this inn? Like, even Trevok at a 14 intelligence roll is going to know, like, that's not going to go over well. Like, you're going to send this place into a full panic, and they'll burn this inn down if you don't.
Well, I mean, yeah, Trevok has an 8 intelligence, so I'm just thinking of, like, does someone just go knock on the lad's door and ask him?
Oh, shit. That's the third worst option versus denying it or telling everyone, yeah, I'm just going to walk up there by myself. All right. Does he do that? Does Trevok do that? Or are you like...
No, because I'm not
letting Trevok.
It's a hard pass.
I already know where those dice go.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm against. I'm not going to be drinking. Trevok is like, I ain't drinking if that thing's around.
Okay. So do you specifically mention that you're not drinking that thing's around, or are you just going to feign like, oh, I'm tired and I got to poop again?
No, I think he might actually come out and say it, like, just to try and encourage. I don't know. He's got little legs, so he can't. He has to rely on other people. He can't make a quick escape. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, strength in numbers. He'll say it out loud. He'll be like, He's not gonna say the Kleptonje, but he's saying, "I'm not gonna drink and sleep with one. I'm gonna forego any drink and sleep with one eye open as long as that thing's around."
Barry and Travis kind of look at you for a second and like, you mean the asshole that's up there in his room? Like, fuck him.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think
he's off
that's
on that
what
lad.
he means is that guy, the guard.
Dan, what's your game plan for the evening?
Yeah, more Than. If we were putting the pieces together, Than would definitely be erring on the side of, I'm gonna be nursing like one drink.
Okay. Gotcha. What's Ismark doing?
I think he's gonna just nurse on one drink as well.
Okay. So, at what point does Irina and the child leave?
Probably right as they are coming to the table, she was getting up, bows her head and says night, and then heads up the stairs.
Oh man, you are committing the cardinal horror movie sin. I'll see you guys later. I'll be right back. I'll be waiting. Okay. So you and the boy go up the stairs. There might as well be a million of them as you walk up this flight. Slowly and painstakingly do you take each one. And does each one, for whatever reason, whether it be the cold draft or the rain or whatever, for whatever reason, as you make your way up the staircase, you cannot help but notice how loud it is every single time you take a step. It's creaking, it's cracking, it's eerie. The boards squeal in a weird, erroneous way, very much so like an old haunted house. You finally approach the top of it. You're face to face to that door. The hair on the back of your neck sends a shiver down your spine, and you are immediately covered in goosebumps. How fast do you cross that door? Do you slowly just try and keep your composure and walk across it? Are you trying to just jump past it? Like, how do you cross that door?
It's going to be a quick, but turn back and look at the group to see if they're watching.
When you go across, do you send the boy across first, or do you go? Or more importantly, if you go at the same time, who's by the door?
It would be me in between and holding hands quickly across.
Okay. You immediately you have a weird moment where you imagine that as you step forward, that door rips off of its hinges, and in front of you are several tendrils and a man within the Strahd uniform roaring out of it like a spider on webs. And he's standing in front of you, and he grabs the child, rips him from your arms. His chest bursts open. There are teeth on either side of the cavity that would normally be a torso. He shoves the kid in. The maws begin to close and just destroy this kid in front of you. You are coated in blood. It's just horrifying shit just happening all in front of you. And then your eyes open, and you're perfectly okay. And you're walking over to your room. And you finally, when you get to this door here, you can hear soft speech and crying. And it's not like super loud, like wailing cries. It's like a soft sobbing sound that you can hear within that room.
In my room, because that you cut in part of it.
Do what?
You cut out on some.
Oh no! No, it's this room up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that would be the. What part of it did I cut out on?
At the beginning.
Oh, at the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. Where I was talking about the kid getting eaten by the monster and all that?
No, I heard all of that.
Okay.
And you said when I opened my eyes, and then you cut out.
Okay, all right. You open your eyes and you realize that like everything is fine, and you start making your way down this pathway over here. And as you get by this door, you can hear some soft speech and crying, and it isn't necessarily like a wailing cry, but it's a sob. You can hear someone crying. Do you knock on the door, or do you mind your own business and go into the room?
I'm gonna mind my own business.
This is probably a really good time to start minding your own damn business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna mind my own business.
Okay, so the two of you are up into this room. The door is closed. You had mentioned putting a chair underneath the door, right? Or something to...
Something, whatever's in that room that I can kind of close the door until...
Okay. All right. So, everybody else... I've heard from a few of you that they're nursing one drink and that's it. Everybody's just kind of playing along. Vikal and Jimbal come back. They look at one another kind of smittenly as they approach the table, and then they immediately like split sides, and they go back to like, you know, normal, I guess. Like it, so much so, like it's almost a little obvious that they don't really want anybody to know that they kind of are into one another. He sits down. He looks at everybody else and he's like, I think it's time for shots. What do y'all think?
I'll partake.
Okay. He whistles like a really sharp, really loud whistle. And he has a hit. Rose, bring me around. And she's like, of what? And he's like, I don't care. She comes back with a big like platter of shots. There's enough for probably at least 2 for everybody here. There's one clear one. There's one dark one. And she sets them down in pairs in front of everyone. Vikal looks over to Travis. And he says, what color's first, my friend? And he simply states the clear is always the better to start, but the brown is always better to finish. And so with that, he grabs a shot glass of the clear liquor and he raises it up to all of you, and he looks around at all of you and he says to new friends, is there anybody that doesn't take that shot?
I'm going to say, go ahead.
Would you say Trayvon?
Didn't Trayvon mention he wasn't drinking?
Well, I mean, yeah, you mentioned it to me, but I don't know that anybody has overtly come out and told anyone else that they're not drinking or given any reasons as to why. Like, this is in character. This dude's got a shot, and he's basically waiting for all of you to pick yours up.
Oh, they already brought the shots?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's same thing as last night. Like once everybody decided it was time to party down, the party has commenced. Everybody's ready to roll.
We're going in order here. I had an idea.
What order would you like me to hit you at then, Than? And I will go accordingly.
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. Well, then you can go first, my dude. What you got?
Dan's he's gonna fake the shot, dude. I'm gonna pick up the shot. You know, he'll like drink it, quote unquote, but it's just gonna be in his mouth, and then he's gonna pick the beer up and kind of backwater it back in.
Okay. Give me a deception check.
Oh, that'd be good deception.
The DC won't be super high because there would be no reason for everyone to just be looking right. Oh, it's higher than that though. Mm-hmm. So Barry, in all of his berryness, looks at you and he's like, you drink that shot?
I'll kind of lean over to him and be like, I'm not a fan of clear liquor. I'm saving myself for the dark.
He looks at you and says, well, hell, lad, you should have just said something. And he slides you over his dark liquor shot, and he walks off. Barry walks off to the bar, and he goes and grabs another one. He gets that. He's gone for a moment. He won't be present for this one. Or actually, I guess he will. Travis will make small talk while he's gone. Elion, do you drink the shot?
Yeah.
Okay. Trayvon, do you drink the shot?
Trayvon will just be like, yeah, just the one, and he'll just take the one shot.
Okay. Ismark, do you drink the shot?
He is gonna not drink that shot. I was gonna have him play it off like he was going to.
Okay. Deception check.
Well, I rolled a natural 20 without adding his stuff.
Oh shit. Okay. So yeah, he goes to take his shot, and then yeah, basically what it is that Than does, and he spits it out into he feigns taking a drink of another cup, spits it out into that, sets it down. Barry comes back. He got his other shot. Travis puts his hand on Vikal's shoulder, looks at everybody else, and he says, when we set sail, there's one thing that we do every time. And Vikal was nice enough to let you guys live like we do for a night. So we'll tell you. It's for good luck. You take one shot to leave, one shot to come back. The clear shot always goes first because it's set to represent clear skies and fair winds. The dark liquor comes second as it represents treasure and good fortune. So he says, with that, to good fortune. And he raises up his second glass and he looks around at everybody. Is there anybody not taking this shot?
Kravok declines.
Okay.
He just says, lad, I had my one, I'm done.
Travis raises a brow. He's like, I've not met many a dwarf, but I've heard a lot about them. I hear they all like to drink, but I'll never look a second good fortune in the eye for too long. And he reaches down and he picks up your shot glass. Is there anybody else that doesn't take it?
Take mine.
Band?
I'm picking that in the first one because I know Barry's gonna say some shit.
Okay. Yeah, so you see Travis just bow, like one right after the other. Doesn't even take a breath in between, dude. He just slams them down. And with that, he gives a sharp exhale and like a, like one of those sharp inhales like right after. He shakes his head and he turns to Rose and he's like, we need ale for everybody. And so she takes off and goes and gets all the ale and stuff. And he turns and he kind of looks at everybody and he looks at Elion really, and he like finger guns at him. He's like, you, my friend, you are fun to drink with. And he works his way around and he picks up Than's second shot that he did. Hold on. Who didn't take that? It was Trayvok. He drank Trayvok's. Did you took your second shot right then?
Yeah. I said I probably would also just doubled him when he did.
Yeah, gotcha. He comes around, he puts a hand on yours and Elion's shoulders, and he's like, kind of trouble we getting into tonight, boys?
Well, honestly, I think we best keep it a bit tame. I'd hate to rabble rouse that guard too much. But I do think we could have a few drinks and enjoy this nice warm inn. Good company's hard to find, like Fakal says.
Aye, lad, you ain't lying. I tell you, you'd like me, Captain. His name was Jarek. He's a fisherman. At least that's what he tells everyone. I never seen fishing, but he does take us about, and he will spear pretty well. But you'd like him. Now, I'm aware, this is out of character, that to all of you, that probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense. That line is very important. And to you, Elion, since you have the almighty wisdom, this would immediately click in your head. Jarek the Fisher is who Madame Ava told you to go see once you had all of your reagents for the potion. Or I guess Jarek the Fisher.
And at the recollection of that, I think so. Maybe sometime sooner than later we shall cross paths.
I lad. There's room on the open water for everyone. If you ever feel like getting your sea legs, let us know.
I shall.
And with that, him and Barry both are like, we'll be back. And they go and start grabbing flagons with Rose also. It's at that moment that Jimbal starts kind of like, fan waving her face with her hand. And Vikal kind of looks at her. He gets up and goes to the bar. She gets up, goes right after him. The four of you are alone at this table. You have a moment to speak to each other. What is the game plan?
What are we doing? I'm just gonna thumbs up. What are we doing about that situation? I don't think I can sleep here with that thing.
You sure as shit not sleeping anywhere else. What the fuck you mean? You think you're gonna find anywhere safer to sleep out there than in here?
Well,
Let's think about this for a second. If that is that thing, and he's in here sleeping with the door locked, it's probably like regenerating or something. Granted, we should definitely like barricade the fuck out of the door tonight or something. And also, I think we should maybe let Vikal know at least, because that guy's been really cool. And like, I don't want to alarm all these people, but maybe we shouldn't let him get sucked by the thing.
that's pretty fair.
I don't know the rest of these motherfuckers to begin with, but that guy's boss, captain he just mentioned, Lady Ava had mentioned that fella's name to us before in passing. He's supposed to be possibly a great ally if we play our cards right. So maybe that would be well worth keeping around as well.
We could take turns keeping watch.
Aye. But yeah, I think I don't know. Maybe that's the best.
Yeah, I say we do tell him to call. See what he says.
Okay. Do y'all call him back over here? Or do you wait? So mind you, Travis and Barry went to go get drinks for everybody. Vikal obviously went to go get something for Jimbal, and then Jimbal took the time to follow him to get more alone time with him. So this would be the point that if you guys were gonna just be like, oh no, sorry guys, we're not feeling good, and then like literally skedaddle to the room, now would probably be a good time.
Have you lads heard of the term dine and dash?
We have to sleep here. And he's paying for the drinks that we've already consumed, which my coin purse is fairly light. Listen, how about this? Maybe a few of y'all go up to protect Irina and the child. Set up a little bit of a system or a schedule amongst us. And then
You get halfway through protecting Irina, Ismark stands up and walks upstairs and goes, he doesn't even wait to like figure out whatever you got left. He's like, tell all of them I'm sorry, and like gets up and walks off. I feel like that would be the most Ismark thing that Ismark could do.
will do. Yeah. Tummy ache number one. And I could stay, maybe alert to call and these other people in a bit after we get a few of these drinks down, and return to the room after.
Wait, is it just the two of us down here now?
It's 3. It's Elion, Than, and you. Ismark was like, nah.
Oh, that's fine.
Ismark, I don't think, would leave her alone for very long. And with the revelation, like, he absolutely wouldn't be drinking. If I've watched Matt play the character closely enough, anyways. Okay, so the 3 of you.
Yeah,
Right.
I think we're gonna need to. I think Trevok would just kind of mention it after Ismark gets up and leaves.
Mm-hmm.
Just be like, maybe he's got the best idea.
Does anybody want to try and pull Vakal aside? Like, why? Because he's up there right now. Like, you could easily, one of you could go and grab him and be like, hey, this. And then kind of see how it plays from there.
Bring him back to the table.
That's what Elion will do. Elion will do it.
Than also wants to let him know he feels out, you know.
Okay.
He has been paying for our drinks and overall one of the less shittier dudes we've run into.
Okay. So you run and you go get him. I'm guessing, right? Like you would go.
I'm gonna walk, but yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Only walk over
No
there.
cartwheels.
Hey, Vakal, a word for a second. And I'm sure he sees, like, the other people going upstairs.
Yeah, he kind of. But he watches Ismark, and he just kind of looks at you with hands out to the side, like, man, what the hell? And when you're like, hey, Vakal, and he's like kind of motioning towards Jimbal, like, fuck, dude, you're kind of blowing up my spot. Like, what's up? And so he turns and he looks at her.
Towards me. I'm not moving towards him.
Yeah. He turns and he looks at her, and he kind of gives her like a weird hand gesture, and he comes back over, and he's like, what the fuck, dude? What's going on?
Listen,
What's up?
friend, you've been one of the more pleasurable folks that we've met along the way.
Yeah, hey man, likewise. And he kind of like pats you on the back.
Right. But here's the thing. Okay, so we've seen some shit on the way here, as I'm sure you have seen some shit on your travels as well. I'm gonna lean in really close. And are you familiar with the Kleptonje?
Is that like a weird sex thing? Like what is this? What is the Kleptonje?
What we thought folklore, but is very fucking real, shape-shifting monstrosity that can mimic personalities and people and voices with ease. It like kills things and consumes them and partakes their identity or some crazy shit. And the only way you can really fuck it up from what we've seen this thing, I'm telling you, like twice we've seen this fucking thing, is by fire. Now, on our travels here to this inn, we, within the last 3 days or so, had seen a pack of guards, and we're pretty sure that was one of them fighting the Kleptonje in the woods. We attended to help, and things got rather out of hand very quickly, and we made our quick escape to here. Now, if that man is a part of those guards, and he's not the Kleptonje, then he might still be looking for us. But if he is the Kleptonje, I do wish that you and your fellow friends will have plenty of drinks, but maintain a very wary and mindful time tonight.
You could tell, like, as you were explaining that, like, he didn't believe you at first. Like, he was kind of like, yeah, I'm the Kleptonje, ooh, kind of you could see that those thoughts kind of racing through his mind. And he realizes, like, after you kind of keep going on and you keep going into detail, like, you might not be bullshitting him. And so he kneels down and he was like, well, if we're in that big of danger, shouldn't we let everybody know? And would it be safer for us all to each go to our own rooms, or should we stay together in one room? Like, what do we do?
I think staying in packs is best. We worry for letting everyone know out of rather selfish desires, for if it's not, and that is a guard that's looking for us from the incident in the woods, the transaction or transgressions against us could be rather high.
I think I know how to play this. I have an idea. Don't worry, I got you. And he pats you on the back, and he walks over, and you can hear him talking. He's like, "Hey, Travis, Barry, you guys, our friends from last night over here said they recognize that guard. He's a real prick. Let's keep it low here. We don't want to ruin a good thing. If they see us out here partying too much, they're going to send more guards more often. I'll pay for those drinks. We'll all each take our drinks to our room. You guys can chill and, whatever. If you want to keep drinking, keep drinking. And I'll tell them to put it on my tab." And so those two kind of look at one another and they're like, all right, man, whatever. Well, we're going to sit down here and drink. So they sit over here and start drinking. He then turns to Jim Ball. He whispers something in her ear. You don't know exactly what it was that he whispered in her ear. She kind of looks at him for a second. She slaps him across the face, looks around the room, grabs him his coat by the sleeve, like down by his wrist, leads him upstairs. That is where we're going to end it for tonight.
Yeah, freaky.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He said, if that thing kills me tonight, I'm not letting this go.
Yeah. My man knew what was going on. Bacall is just like the most likable character.
Yeah. Spilling the beans, dude. There's like no way I was gonna. Yeah, we couldn't just let them know upright because they were gonna freak everyone out. Anyone else with a Ponche is gonna, lose their shit right now.
Mm-hmm.
So like, dude, if I woke up and we just let fucking Bacall get Ponjade without even warning them, dude, that'd be terrible.
Yeah, that'd be pretty fucked. All right, so I ask you this. This is the only reason why I didn't dismiss Kaylee earlier. Kaylee, you hear a knock at the door for them to let you in. Who, I guess, more importantly, which of the three of you is knocking at the door, and what are you saying to have them let you in?
You talking to the three of us?
Yeah, like time would have passed now since Irina and the boy have come up, and a little bit of time has passed since Ismark has come up. Like, who's going to try and open the door? What are you going to say? And then Irina and or Ismark, do you just let them in the room?
I'm going to ask them to tell me something that only we would know as a group.
Okay. Mind you would all be up there by the door. And I'm assuming that the words exchanged would be just loud enough for whoever's on the other side to hear it. It wouldn't be at full volume. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So who speaks up to say,
Dan's going to lean forward and just kind of whisper,
Reebok has only recently gotten real pants.
what?
Anyone else say anything?
Yeah.
Krayvok will follow it up and be like, these are much more comfortable. They don't smell like shite.
I do want to point out, though, just for the memes, they still don't fit correctly. there was a character that was developed and died over that certain fact. So I just want to point it out. He's still wearing pants that don't fit right. Elion, what do you say to chime in on all of this?
At least they don't smell like shite.
Yeah, that's true. They don't. Not yet.
Not yet. Campaign's not over yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what is your go-to? What's some shit about you that not everybody knows?
Hold on. It's hard to think of anything that would actually be secretive and not also like if I said it too loud that like someone a room over could hear and fucking kill us for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
How
You
did
just
we
met
escape?
my quote unquote mother
Oh,
in a
okay.
windmill.
You hear Travis and Barry go, "Holy shit, your mom works at the windmill. Fuck you." Okay, so Irina, Ismark, do you open the door?
Yeah.
Okay. Boom. That's where we end right there.